What's up, guys? Hello, my loves, and welcome back to See Mariani. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into our topic today. Our topic is about making friends as an adult and how people are saying that it's like really hard. And I used to be one of those people who said like it's really hard to make friends as an adult, especially when you have young kids. But now I'm learning that it's really not hard, and I'm learning that I was the problem and you probably are the problem as well. So, we're going to dive into this topic a little bit today. All right, so let's get into our first topic. Okay, so the first topic is the myth it's so hard. And let me give you a little example that I learned from my oldest son actually. He has his best friend and they have similar interests. Like he loves cars. His best friend likes cars, but he also really likes airplanes. So he was telling me about a time when they were in class and his best friend was bonding with someone over airplanes, and he was kind of like not a part of the conversation, and it kind of bothered him. So I was like, okay, but it's still okay, right? Because you guys are still best friends. And he's like, yeah, he's still my friend. He likes airplanes and I like cars. I don't really like airplanes, but it's okay because we're still friends. I think it's just that simple. I think the thing is that we are making it difficult because we're looking at friendships like our personal relationships. And although I do think that you should have like standards when it comes to who you want in your life, we're just unrealistic with everything in our lives now, whether it's with who we want to date, where we want to live, all these things, we're just making so much harder for ourselves. We're making things difficult for ourselves. And then we're putting this on friendships. Friendships should be a place where you can literally be yourself. Your friend is supposed to make you comfortable. You're supposed to make them comfortable. You guys aren't supposed to like the exact same things. You guys aren't supposed to have the exact same things. I learned not too long ago that I don't necessarily need friends that are moms just like me, because I can teach them something just as well as they can teach me something, and we get along just fine, and that's okay. Like, there doesn't have to be a specific list and expectations of, well, if she's single and I'm married, we just can't be friends because we'll have too many different interests. The only interests that are different is the fact that you're married and she is single. From what I'm understanding, that's it. And then it's goes back to making boundaries. That's why you have to make boundaries. Now, I don't think that you should jump into a friendship and say, this is my boundary. We can't ever talk about any other man because I have a husband and I don't ever want to disrespect him. It's like, no, don't be weird about it. Certain friendships, like, they just kind of have their own voice, where the friendship understands that this is as far as we can cross, right? So, little small example with me, I haven't had a friend in 12 in 12 years. I have not had a friend. I just recently made a friend who's now become my best friend, more so because she pushed me. I was very introverted for a really long time after COVID, and I kind of got stuck that way and thinking like I don't need anybody. But I quickly learned that as humans, we need human interaction. It's not normal to want to be alone. And I think that's your biggest thing, is that you are bringing up all these expectations of, this person doesn't have this or I don't have this, so we'll never work well as friends. And in reality, it's as simple as my son at school on the playground saying, hi, do you want to be friends? Not putting any expectations into it, not overthinking it and thinking about what do they like and what do I like and are they going to like me and am I going to like them? It doesn't matter. If you guys get along in that moment, you exchange numbers, you're friends. Like, hang out once or twice, hang out at the park, hang out with your kids. If it makes it a little bit easier for you, if you're like me and you have kids and, having that bond over being a mother is easier, do that. Like, don't make it so hard on yourself, and don't make it hard on other people, because that's when friendships become toxic and they become uncomfortable for everybody, is because there are too many rules. There should not be all these rules in friendships. There should be boundaries on things that cannot be crossed, but be realistic with your boundaries as well, okay? Like, for me, it's please don't call me after 10 p.m. I have kids, I'm sleeping, I don't want to wake anybody up, and I don't want to wake them up. Unless it's an emergency, obviously. And my now best friend understands that. But don't go into a friendship thinking that if they don't have money like I have, or if I don't, or a car, or a house, or But from what I'm understanding nowadays, it's like everybody wants everybody to be on the same level, and kind of friendships are made so that we can help each other. It's not made so that we can be equal all the time. Like, you want to be equal. Obviously, you want to both be leveling up. You both want to be having your best life possible, but you both want to be able to teach each other something. And if you're saying that this is what you want out of this person who's perfect, then what are you going to learn from them and what are they going to learn from you? Get out there, speak to people, and when they speak to you, speak back to them. Don't be awkward about it. It's not that hard. Don't overthink the conversations. I promise you, you are overthinking a lot of shit. And most of the time, people are thinking the exact same thing that you're thinking, which is, I'm trying to make a friend, but a little awkward. But you're making it awkward. So stop doing that, okay? All right, second one. This is a real question. Do you actually want friends? Like, seriously, do you want friends or do you want to be alone? Like I said before, I don't think that it's normal for people to be alone. When I was alone for, let's say, about 3 years, completely alone, like I really didn't want to be bothered with anybody. I never tried to make any friends. It felt kind of good because I was able to have my own peace of mind. I was able to learn more about myself, my likes and dislikes. But it also got really weird because I wanted to go out. I have, like, you're normal. I mean, not normal, but yeah, you're human. You have these urges. Like, you want to be able to go out and have a drink. You want to just have a conversation about anything other than what you've been having a conversation about for the past year with yourself. You want to know about other people's lives. You want them to know about your life. You want to celebrate things with people. Like, these are normal things to have wants on. And how are you going to do this if you have no friends? But if you're one of those people who really does not care about celebrating your happiness with others, you don't have this thought ever in your head that I don't really want to celebrate, I don't really want to talk about anything, I don't want to really hear anything, I don't want to give any advice or get any advice from anybody, I just kind of want to sit home, read my book, drink my coffee or my tea, and go to sleep. That's a sucking boring life. But if that's what you want to do with your life, then by all means do it. But be realistic with yourself that it's not about feeling that you need to have friends. The feeling of you needing to have friends is probably social media or just others that you have been surrounded with that have been making you feel like you have to have some friends, or even your parents probably push you, like saying you really need to have some friends, you need to get out there. Don't do it because other people are pushing you and telling you you need it. If you're really not comfortable having any friends right now, don't push yourself to do it. But if the opportunity presents itself, you need to be honest with yourself on if you really want friends. Friends are not just things that you can call upon when you're bored or you need some type of, I don't know, like it's just not like that. A friendship goes two ways. It's a two-way street. So you have to be willing to answer the call just as much as you have to be willing to call. It's that simple. Like I said, my best friend lives in a whole other country, and it's really hard to make things work now because we're both moms, we're both wives, so, and we both are on completely different time zones, so we have to be respectful of each other's people who are in our lives, not just ourselves, like our kids and our husbands and how they feel about us being on the phone, because when we get on the phone, we're literally on the phone for hours just talking about nonsense. But we're on the phone and we make that time, and whether it's like we call once a month or we call once a week, we do our best to like say, hey, how are you? Like, check in. And friendships require that check in. So if you're not able to give that check in, if you're not going to do that, don't go out there and make somebody second guess themselves on if they're good enough or if they've done something wrong. Don't do that. And don't do that to yourself, because it makes no sense to push yourself into something that you're not ready for anyways. So if you're ready for the friendship, make that connection. If you're not ready for the friendship, don't push it on yourself and don't push it on anybody else just because someone's telling you that you need to make friends. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. You will not miss your opportunity. They will not miss their opportunity. If it's meant to be a friendship, it will become a friendship. Don't overthink the friendship too much, but also be realistic on whether or not you really want that friendship, or if you're just listening to people telling you that you need to have friends. So yeah, next topic. Friendships don't have to be so deep this early in, okay? Like I said in the first topic about boundaries, we need to put boundaries down for everything, obviously, but you don't need to go into a friendship like, hey, don't call me after this time. Hey, I don't like when you talk about this, or I don't want to ever talk about this, or hey, we can't go do this or drink at this time because I'm not comfortable doing it. Like, oh my gosh. It's like an interview. You don't want to jump into with your bad impression that's supposed to be your first good impression. You want to give your best self, which you want to be nice. So be nice. Something that I learned about myself is that I would put people off because I would instantly go into a friendship like stating my dislikes. And it's like, this bitch is toxic. Like, I can tell, like, after me saying that this is not normal for me to feel this way. And maybe I shouldn't just out the gate jump and say, like, I'm really not a friendly person. I really don't like to be around people. People make me uncomfortable, because it's like, who wants to be friends with a person who's like that? Once you get like my best friend, I'm able to tell her these things now, and she understands these things. So we can have these conversations, and she can help me like maneuver through these feelings of my anxiety about being around other people and my dislikes and why I don't want to. That's a good thing to have, which is why I think it's always good to have one best friend who you can really confide in with everything. But I don't believe that you should out the gate just trauma dump on people that you just met. Sometimes friends are just to be like your mommy friends, your yoga or gym friends, your art class friends, your community service friends, like, and that is okay. You don't need to feel like I have to invite them to all of these different things because we've now become friends. Like, things should not have to work that way, and you should never feel that obligated to anybody for anything. So whenever you do decide to make a friend, know that, there are different times and places for these people. There are going to be some people that will be available for all kinds of places for you. But sometimes it's okay just to have friends in different parts of your life. Sometimes that's okay. And that's really needed as well. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard like people saying like, you need to have connections. That's how you become the person you want to be. I'm starting to learn that without connections, you really don't have much. We're human. We are all connected in some way, shape, or form. I cannot tell you how many times that my son's best friend, his mom and I have done something similar, and I'm just like, that is so weird. It's because we're connected, whether we're like constantly talking to each other, or whether we are, having small conversations with each other or not, or we're just seeing each other in passing. There's always going to be like a deja vu kind of a moment, or I don't really know the other word for it, but kind of like that, where you kind of thought of something happening and then it kind of happens, or it's like always kind of a coincidence. And the coincidinkies, are kind of signs from the universe telling you like, we're all connected. This is the reason why humans are not meant to be alone. This is kind of why we procreate. This is why we have partners. This is why we have family. I mean, this is our bane of our existence, is to be a part of one another. So don't keep yourself away from having connections because you're afraid of how other people will think about you, or you're making too many expectations before it even becomes a real friendship. Go in there, have some fun, and within that fun that you're having and just being yourself, you'll most likely make a friend or two. Making friends as an adult is just as easy as it is as making friends as kids. Like, if people like you, they'll like you. If you like them, you'll like them. The only reason it is difficult is because now that we are adults, we have so many how do I do this? Boundaries. We have so many boundaries now that we're adults that we make everything in our lives completely difficult. Don't get me wrong, I have 2 kids, so there are certain people and things that I just will completely not allow in my life that are beyond unnecessary because I have children. Like, I'm not doing anything that I feel like is going to be remotely dangerous or mess with any of my morals. But I am also realistic that we are all different, and that is the best thing about all of us, is that we all have something different to bring to the table. And it is really interesting when you get to know more people and they get to know you. You may think that you have nothing to offer, but everybody is here because we all have something to offer to one another. Make friends. It is not that difficult. Don't overthink it. Don't police them. Don't feel like you have to spill your guts when you first meet somebody. It's not that difficult, man. Stop putting so much thought into it. Like, just enjoy the moment, enjoy the vibe. If you see that mom or that dad or whoever it is, or that girl or that guy at the dog park or at the Bubba Tea again or at the park for like, let's say the second or the third time, I would say the third time, and you guys still like rock a conversation the third time, it feels like a real connection, then just be like, hey, do you ever want to hang out sometimes? They'll either simply say yes or no. Like, what happened to people not being afraid to just be told yes or no, bro? Like, you would go ask for the craziest things from anybody else, but you're afraid to ask a random stranger if they would like to hang out with you. If they would, they would. If they don't, they don't. Who gives a fudge? Move on. It's okay. It's cool. Most of the time, though, people are nice. People will pretty much say, especially if they talk to you 3 times already, yeah, I'd love to hang out. Either we can meet back up here one day or we can meet up for drinks somewhere. It's not so difficult. Stop being hard on yourself. Stop being hard on other people. A friendship is not a relationship. You are not about to go and buy a house together. Enjoy your life. Don't isolate yourself from people. It's not healthy for you. Make those boundaries when you have the opportunity to make boundaries. After a couple of times of being around them, when something comes up, you set that boundary really quick. Like, you don't like this and you're not comfortable with this. People are more understanding than you think that they are. And I'm sure that you are as well. So don't be so hard on yourself. Enjoy your life, enjoy your 20s, and go out there and make some friends. Thanks, guys, for watching my video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and please make sure that you subscribe. I like to try my best to make videos at least 2 times a week if my little one here allows me to. So hopefully I will see you guys again really, really soon. Bye.